Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Primeth, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you guys how to produce a Groovy Amapiano beat using FL Studio. As you can see, I've now opened it, so let's kick off the first step by working on the drums and percussion. Now I'll start building the foundation for our track by starting with the kick pattern, which is essential to establish the rhythm for our song. Firstly, let's set our tempo to around 110 and 115 BPM. Next, we are going to pick the kick we are going to use. Okay, we are going to pick this one, and after that we are going to create a 4-step kick pattern. It's also crucial to note that Amapiano's drum kicks are intentionally subtle, avoiding a heavy kick. This deliberate choice creates ample space for other elements, such as the bass lines, to come forward and claim their prominence. As you can hear, the beat is subtle but effective, providing a gentle push to our rhythm. It is this gentle touch that gives Amapiano its signature vibe. After this, let's open the FL Studio piano roll and make our pattern 16 bars long, which should provide a solid and consistent groove throughout our track. Another thing, you might be wondering why we are starting with the drums and percussion. Well, Amapiano's heartbeat lies in its rhythmic elements. By crafting a solid groove from the beginning, you'll have a clear structure to build upon. It's much easier to create this genre by first setting the rhythm, and from there we can add the melodic and harmonic elements that make Amapiano tracks truly shine. Next, let's explore additional percussion elements to make our track even more engaging. So we are going to pick a shaker, which should be any shaker of your choice. After that, we are going to make our shaker fit to our project's tempo. Well, actually this one doesn't sound very good, so we're going to pick another one. Okay, let's pick this one. And likewise, let's make it fit to our project's tempo. Then make it 16 bars long. Amapiano allows for a variety of shaker sounds, from soft and subtle to crisp and vibrant. You can just pick the one that resonates with your concept for the track. Next, we are going to add another shaker. Make it fit to our tempo. Then make it 16 bars long. Next, we are going to add a rim. Let's pick this one and make sure you number it just to make sure your elements are organized. As you can see, I've opened it on FL Studio piano roll. Then I'm going to zoom in, play the sample, and place our first note here. Then we are simply going to duplicate it until at the 16th bar. Alright, now let's continue building our percussion by adding our next element. And once again, our element is going to be a rim. Let's pick this one. Open it on the FL Studio piano roll. Then place our first note here. The next one also on E5. Now actually let's try D5. Let's hear how it sounds. Alright, it sounds in place. Then copy the pattern to make it 16 bars long. Now let's open our pattern on the mixer channel. Then add a delay bank effect. The next element we are going to add is a bongo. Let's pick this one. Number it. Open it on the FL Studio piano roll. Place our note here. Then simply duplicate it until at the 16th bar. Now we are going to add another layer of a bongo. Let's copy our previous pattern and paste it here. Let's hear how it sounds. Then add our next element. The element that we are going to add is a conga. Let's go for this one. And start by placing our first note on C5. Then let's play and hear if the note sounds in place. And place another C5 here. The next note is going to be on G5. After that, let's duplicate the pattern and make it 16 bars long. Then we are going to add another rhythm. And start by placing two notes following each other on D5. Skip a block and place another one and hear how it sounds. Okay, now let's place two notes here and simply duplicate the pattern to make it 8 bars long. Now we are going to add a clap. We'll start by employing our first note on C5. Then another one here. After that, let's duplicate the pattern to make it 16 bars long. Open it on the mixer channel. Apply a delay effect and hear how it sounds. And since Amapiano producers use subtlety in their percussion and drum elements, this means we are going to keep things minimal by leaving our drum and percussion elements as they are. So far, we have incorporated these elements to maintain a rhythmic underpinning without overwhelming the other musical elements we are going to add. So let's move on to the next step. Alright, now let's kick off the second step by adding the element that we are going to use for our chord progression. And that element is the grand piano. The first key that we are going to start with is a C major. To translate the C major on the FL Studio piano roll, we are going to employ G6, G5, C5, G4, E4, and C4. Then the next key that we are going to use is perhaps an A minor. The notes that make up the A minor key on the FL Studio piano roll is E6, E5, C5, A4, and E4. The following key that we are going to use is a G major. The notes that translate the G major key on the FL Studio piano roll is D4, G4, B4, F4, actually F5, and F6. And while it's playing, I think we should employ our next key, which I think should be maybe an F major. The notes that make up the F major key on the FL Studio piano roll is E6, E5, A4, F4, and C4. After this, we are just going to make our F major repeat itself. Then let's play it again. The chord progressions sound good so far, but I think we should make a few changes. The changes we are going to make is on our A minor and our G major. Now let's make it 16 bars long and move on to the next element. On this element we are going to apply the same chord progression but make a few changes. For this element, we are going to use strings from Purity, but if you don't have Purity, you can just use the ones on the stock plugins. Alright, the chord progression sounds amazing so far. Now we are going to tune the progression again, and this time remove a higher octave from it. By doing this, we'll be changing the way our chord progressions sound at a specific point in the song. Chord progression are the backbone of many songs. They are like the building blocks that give a song its structure and emotion. Sometimes, to keep our audiences engaged and intrigued, we want to introduce new elements of variations within our music. In this case, we are going to focus on the high octave of our chords. The high octave refers to the higher pitched notes in the chords that are just highlighted. Now I just turned on our grand piano again. Let's make the volume a bit lower. You can use this technique strategically in your songs to make a specific part different or stand out. Whether it's a chorus, a bridge, or a solo section, the choice of when to remove a high octave is up to you as the producer. Experiment with it and you'll find that it can be a powerful tool to evoke different emotions and keep your audience's ears interested. The next element we are going to incorporate is a tremolo signal, which is a signature element frequently used in Amapiano music. The tremolo adds a distinctive rhythmic and dynamic texture to our sound, contributing to the unique Amapiano vibe. So in most cases, make sure you infuse your music with this essential component, as it plays a pivotal role in shaping the genre's infectious groove and feel. As we continue our learning journey, our next step involves introducing a trombone sound from Muffin. The trombone is another essential element commonly found in Amapiano tracks, contributing to the genre's distinctive style. By incorporating this instrument, you infuse your music with rich, brass-driven melodies that are a hallmark of Amapiano, further enhancing the authenticity and vibe of your composition. Let's play it and hear how it sounds. Then add a reverb to it, including the sound goodizer. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now that we are done with our chord progression and melodies, we can now move on to the next session. Hope you guys had fun. See you on the next one. In this lesson, we'll be diving into the pivotal aspect of Amapiano production, creating those infectious bass lines that define their genre. Amapiano bass lines are crucial because they are the heartbeat of your track. The genre is all about the groove, and the bass lines is where the groove begins. So let's begin by adding our first bass element. And the element we're going to add is a badger sub. We'll create the bass line by simply following the root notes of our chord progression. Okay, that's a right note. Now we're going to create a little bit of space for a short note here. Then let's add our next note, which should be an E4. And let's not forget to add that short note. Then we are going to place a short F4 here. And this is how our badger sub looks like on the piano roll after finishing. Now let's add our next bass element, which is a bass deep saw. But actually this time we're going to clone our previous bass pattern and make some little changes. And this is how the pattern looks like on the FL Studio piano roll. And as you can hear, our bass line works well with our chord progression. Yeah, I see you. Bet you must be feeling the vibe and dancing already. We should adjust the volume. And now we are going to add our next element, which is a log drum. And while the log drum is primarily a percussive bass instrument, it can also be used melodically. Amapiano often incorporates melodic patterns on the log drum, adding an extra layer of interest to the music. We are going to try to do that when creating our log drum pattern, but while also following the notes of our bass lines. Let's hear how it sounds. Let's proceed placing notes on G3 to create a groovy rhythm. Let's place the next one here, then the other one here, and another one here, and here, and another one here. The next note should be on E3. But before we carry on, let's play and hear how it sounds. Okay, now we should carry on. And when creating your log drum pattern, it's okay to make mistakes. Remember, you are only a beginner. Mistakes are not only okay, but they are also an essential part of the learning process. I think we should go to F3 somewhere at this point. There. Let's see how it sounds. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Alright, let's continue our progress. But this time I think we should carry on placing our notes while the song is playing. Apparently, when you first start creating your log drum pattern on the FL Studio piano roll, you might find yourself placing notes that don't quite fit your song's chord progression. Don't worry, it happens to everyone, even experienced producers like myself. When that happens, try changing the notes in your log drum pattern until you discover something that works well with your song's chord progression. It's like solving a music puzzle, and it can be incredibly rewarding when you find the right combination. So don't be discouraged when you make mistakes. In fact, embrace them. They are opportunities to learn and grow as a music producer. Keep experimenting, keep trying, and don't give up. You'll be amazed at the unique rhythms and melodies you can discover by pushing your creative boundaries. As you can hear, we are already making good progress. As you can see, I'm still applying notes on E3. I'm not even going to fast forward. I want you guys to see exactly how log drum patterns are created. So yeah, let's carry on. Now we are done. Let's duplicate it to make it 16 bars long. Alright, now we're going to add another layer of a log drum to make our main log drum hit hard. Let's add the log drum and clone it. And now we are going to adjust the decay knob. To do that, we are going to decrease the decay time by turning the knob counterclockwise, which will result in a shorter duration for the sound to decay. This technique will give our main log drum a little boost. Next, we are going to add another bass layer. And the element that we are going to use this time is the FM sub. Oh, actually selected a log drum. Let's go back and find the FM sub. Then clone our pattern, number it, reduce, then play and hear how it sounds. Now you can already hear the difference. Our log drum now hits hard. And once again we are going to add another layer, but this time we are going to add a snare. Let's pick this one and clone our log drum pattern. After that, let's open it on the FL Studio piano roll and raise our snare to an upper octave. Now let's see how it sounds. Alright, it sounds great. Okay, lastly we're going to add another bass line element to our log drum. After our creation process, these are our final results. Now we should play and hear how it sounds. Actually decided to use two elements to create our final bass lines layers for our log drum, which is an FM sub and an E flute. Notice the difference when I turn on the E flute. Alright, next we are going to create another log drum pattern to make our song even more interesting. This time we're going to start applying notes on E3. Let's apply two notes here as well. Then hear if they sound in place. Okay, they sound in place, so let's carry on applying notes on E3. Alright, now we are done. Let's make it 16 bars long. we did with our previous log drum, I've also added some layers on this log drum as well. So I'm going to play it together with the layers so you guys can hear that difference. Now, as I was grooving along with the bass line we've just laid down, my ears picked up with a little whisper, a creative notch if you will, and I couldn't help but think we need a melody to complement this fantastic log drum bass line we've just built. I know we were only supposed to focus on the bass lines in this lesson, but sometimes creativity takes its own path. My ears are telling me that a melody flowing seamlessly with our log drum and grounded in the chord progression we've just established is the missing piece. We'll obviously start with a key that is based on our chord progression. I think we should apply 2. When producing a song, it's essential to adapt and respond to the needs of your composition. And right now we are tending to those needs. As you can hear, our bass line is definitely craving a melody, and I want to guide you through the process of creating one that harmonizes beautifully with our existing elements. The next key is going to be here, followed by an A major. Let's play and hear how they sound. Okay, they sound in place. Let's apply 2 F majors here, followed by 2 D minors here and here. Then another F major, an E minor. Let's hear if they sound in place. Okay, these ones don't sound in place. I think we should move our F major back a little. Then move these F majors to an E minor. Make sure you take your time to create a melody that will make your Amapiano track truly stand out. Even if it takes you a day or a week, don't be discouraged. The more experience you gain, the more easier it becomes. The process of creating music is a journey, and every stumbling block is an opportunity to learn and grow. Your melody should be like storytellers, guiding your audience through the highs and lows of your musical narrative. The beauty of Amapiano lies in its ability to blend various elements seamlessly, creating a unique and captivating listening experience. Let's continue with our E minors. Then let's make these repeat themselves. And after finishing, this is what we came up with. Basically, we just repeated our keys. Now we are going to add an upper octave as well as a lower octave. Let's reduce the volume and hear how it sounds. Alright. I think at this point our song is complete. On the next session, we are going to listen to the little arrangement that I prepared for you guys. Welcome to the final session, everyone. I'm thrilled to have guided you through the creative process of producing an Amapiano house song. Now we've reached the exciting moment where we get to listen to the final product. As you can see, I've already arranged the entire song on the FL Studio playlist. I didn't include the arrangement process because every producer has their unique style, and your songs will have different arrangements tailored to your creative vision. Now, without further ado, let's hit play and enjoy the fruits of our amazing creativity. And make sure you subscribe to my channel for more tutorials like this.